Welcome back. Welcome back. It's Eric Arnold here in the secondary studio, not the sports barn, as we continue our odyssey in college basketball, piling up losers after loser after loser. Another bad night, 6 losses, 3 wins. It's getting comical at this point. We're just almost numb to it all. Just oh well. Well, look. There's a good slate of college basketball games here on Wednesday, so let's not get depressed. I mean, there's a lot of good games here on Wednesday, and we have 16 picks for you on Wednesday. So we get off. I know he's just, he's trying to cheer me up. So, I can't really hate him for that. He wants to be the star of the show here, but we're gonna put him down. Come on, buddy, get down. No, get down. Don't, he'll be back up here in about 2 minutes. But where were we? Alright, so let's, 16 picks, so I don't want this video to be 30 minutes long, because subscriber X has a very short attention span. Let's see, what did we do tonight? Lost with West Virginia. That's bad luck. I mean, we had to win, and it went to overtime, and, we lost in overtime. Congratulations to Baylor. They win the title there, first time in, 70 years, so good for them. Maybe that's where we screwed up. Maybe we should have. We screwed up. What does it matter? That game could have gone either way. Like I said, we were on the right side of it. It went to overtime. We're getting 4 points, and just bad luck. TCU way on the wrong side of that. They never close. Hell, even Patrick Ewing now's kicking our ass. We lose with Xavier. Xavier, bad loss for them, as they take a big step playing themselves out of the tournament. I mean, they had a huge win against Creighton, playing themselves almost into the tournament, then they lose to Georgetown, probably putting them out of the tournament. Eastern Michigan, we were looking for these kind of teams that just quit, and here we find one, and of course we're on the other side. We're on the wrong side of it. We have the quit team, so if we had it, we would have been able to see this coming. Michigan, playing probably one of their worst games of the year, getting crushed at home by Illinois. Didn't see it coming, of course, because we don't have it. Then we actually had a couple wins here. Fresno State, Boise State, I guess, they just played themselves right out of the tournament. They lost back-to-back games to San Diego State, which probably they would have survived because both those games were close and they were at San Diego State. And then now this I don't think is survivable. How do you explain losing as a 13.5 point favorite at home to Fresno State? How do you explain that? So I think they're out of the tournament based on this terrible loss. God bless Georgia Tech. Not only was that probably one of our only winners, and we got lucky here. I mean, if we're going to whine how we get unlucky in these overtime games, well, we got to say we got lucky here because this went to overtime and we were laying the 1.5, so we got lucky we covered in overtime. So that cancels out that West Virginia game. But Georgia Tech, then they, defeat Duke. Bad loss for Duke. That's kind of almost a playoff game where now Georgia Tech is ahead of Duke in the hierarchy. So you got to think the committee's going to take Georgia Tech ahead of Duke unless, they meet in the ACC tournament or something and Duke beats them there, which is certainly possible. But, yeah, if I'm going to lose, then I want to take Duke with me. So, good. We're in the wrong place on this Indiana game. Just Indiana's a dog team, and I saw like 5 minutes of this game, and I think I saw the key sequence of the whole damn game. It was like 5 minutes to go. The game's close, and in 3 consecutive possessions, Indiana had the ball. I think Jackson Davis didn't. He didn't take one shot. You know, he had the ball down low, kicks it out. You know, I almost kicked it out to the guard, and I could almost read the guard's mind when he kicked it out to him. It was almost like, oh shit, dude, I thought you were going to shoot that. So he cranks the 3 and airballs it, and then the next 2 times Davis didn't even touch the ball. So I thought, well, that's that. I mean, you know, your best player by far on the team, and he isn't demanding the ball. What are you going to do? Come on, dude. The cat's like a fish here. He has no memory. You know, he jumps up, you put him down, and then he just pretends that didn't happen. And he just, you know, does it again. So we'll just hold him here. That way we won't have to keep dumping his ass. And then, you know, Cal Perry, we were lucky there, I guess. We won. I mean, you know, Cal Perry, I guess, is saving his bullets for the SEC tournament. He'll come on hard there and try to steal the whole thing, and you know, they will hail him as a hero if he wins that SEC tournament. A lot of tough teams in that SEC, so if Cal Perry can somehow beat LSU, Arkansas, Alabama, well then you are a daisy, John Calipari. Let's see what else happened here tonight. It looked like a lot of chalk in the SEC. Arkansas, they get another huge win. Alabama, they keep rolling. Let's see. It looked like a lot of excitement in the Horizon tournament, if that was on TV. A lot of close games, a lot of overtimes. Purdue gets a nice win. Wisconsin looks like they're just folding a 10. So it seemed like that was going to be a big year for them. And, you never know. I mean, that might be... I remember one of our favorite teams here in Philadelphia, the 85 Villanova Wildcats. They had a senior-laden team that underachieved in the regular season and then, caught fire in the NCAA tournament. And maybe that's what will happen with Wisconsin. Maybe they'll just come out of nowhere and explode. I doubt it, but it's possible. Alright, very good. Let's see what else. We had a new subscriber, Tommy Bolden. Welcome aboard, Tommy. I thought about this. If you like buying low, well then you're probably buying this channel about as low as it can get. Because we can't lose any more than we're possibly losing right now. So, I thought, wouldn't it be funny if, like a month from now, we get hot and we say, remember when Tommy Bolden joined the channel? That's when it all turned around. Maybe that'll happen. Any stranger things have happened. Anyway, salute Tommy, welcome. Thanks for being here. Alright, let's get to... What? No, I don't have any treats. Do you see any treats? No, there are no treats. I know, you're just trying to make me feel better. Alright, let's see. Alright, well, it looks like we're getting into some tournament action here, some actual, knockout games. And then if you, like I referenced in the Horizon tonight, some pretty exciting stuff. When you get these teams that, this is it, this is the end of the line, and they don't want to stop playing, which is kind of funny, is because I was told a lot of teams wouldn't want to play. Let's not play in the pandemic. Well, I think a lot of these teams do want to play. So, we've got St. Joe's LaSalle, the third matchup of these teams this year. 2 very close games, split by the 2 teams. Now we get the bully. Does people still use that term, the bully? That's like the tiebreaker of a game. Normally I'd be on LaSalle here, but LaSalle has been so up and down, and you just have no idea what's going to show up. St. Joe's, since they're one of their top players, has come off injury. Ryan Daly, they're actually playing pretty well. They've, I think, won 3 games in a row. The thing I like the best is they just won at Richmond. This game is being played at Richmond, so they're there already. They're comfortable. They got their hotel room. The setup. They're I think they're in a rhythm. They know where the bathrooms are. So I'm kind of thinking St. Joe's, not LaSalle. St. Joe's has an advantage here. So we'll take them. We'll lay the 2. Take St. Joe's. Let's see. Then the second half of the A10 doubleheader in the tournament there, Fordham, George Washington. I don't know. I think what I came down with here. You got 2 totally disjointed teams, 2 teams that are totally a mess, and I just came out with GW just because they've got a coach. Fordham, they're still with an interim coach. I think Jamie and Christian with GW is not a bad coach. He's just it's been a bad lost year for him and most teams. So he's still trying to find his way down there. Tough game, important game for him. He's a 7-point favorite. We're going to say he somehow figures a way to get it done. So we'll take GW, lay the 7. And let's see what we got here. Okay, now we got some ACC action. Syracuse is trying to get in. They're trying to get in. So Clemson are pretty much already in. Syracuse is already Syracuse is coming off a really nice win against North Carolina. That was earlier this week. Syracuse has played really well at home. Clemson hadn't been that great on the road. This game, of course, is at Syracuse. So I think you're looking. I think you got to look at Syracuse here. I mean, I'm certainly not a Jim Boeheim fan, but the guy has made a lot of NCAA tournaments, so probably means when these kind of games are on the table, he finds a way to get them and get his team into the tournament somehow. This is, I think probably 2 months ago, maybe even 6 weeks ago, nobody would have said, oh, Syracuse, they're going to be in the tournament. I think Syracuse was an afterthought. Now, they're there. They are definitely there, but they got to have this game, and I think they will get it. So we'll take Syracuse. Wichita, they're coming off a huge layoff, but they've only got 2 more games in the regular season left. They're both very gettable games. Win those 2, and they're the champions of the American, despite the fact that Houston is in that conference. Interim coach Isaac Brown, is that the guy's name? It wins the conference title. Yeah, I know it's Greg Marshall's players, but that's quite a feather in that guy's cap, and I think the players like this guy. So I think they're not going to be screwing around here at Tulane. I think they're going to come out hard, layoff or no layoff. I think they're going to get that game. We'll lay the 4 with Wichita on the road. UConn, Seton Hall. We've been playing UConn all year. Honestly, I don't think that's the reason we're below 500. I think we've done okay with UConn. They lost to Seton Hall earlier in the year, but they didn't have their star player Boat Knight. I think that now they have him back. They're only a 1.5-point favorite. I think that's not enough. We'll take UConn. Missouri, they are, quote, in the tournament, but they're going to win some games. They're going to play themselves out of the tournament. They've got, Florida, and then I think they might have LSU after this. They got to get one of these games. They're coming on, losing whatever, 5 out of the last 7 games or something like that. That's not going to look good, and I don't think they're going to put them in if that happens. So they need a win. I think they're going to come out hard and desperate against Florida. I think Florida, this might just be a coast spot for them. They're pretty safely in. They just one at Kentucky. They're pretty safely in. So we'll take the 4 points. We'll take Missouri. Penn State, Minnesota. Minnesota's played. We had them. What was it, over the weekend, or I forget what. They were at home against Northwestern. We said this is, Minnesota has been a great home team all year long, and this is where they need to get this win over Northwestern to pretty much cement their spot in the tournament. They had a 17-3 lead in that game in the first half, 17-3, and they lost by 8 points. So I think that's the high watermark of the Minnesota season. You were up 17-3 at home against Northwestern in a game you had to have, and you lost by 8 and haven't won since, and I don't think they're going to win. I think it's just, going to be an unraveling of the whole damn thing. Penn State just goes ahead, beats these guys, beats them easily. We'll take Penn State, lay the 4.5. Ed Cooley, we always like him late in the season. He often finds his way into the tournament somehow. Ed Cooley in Providence, so we'll take the 1.5 there with Providence. Let's see. Keats, is that Kevin Keats? Yeah, I think that's his name. We like this game. I mean, despite the fact that NC State didn't cover for us against Pitt, they won the game. I think they're on like a 4-game winning streak. Here's another game they can get. I mean, this is a totally beatable opponent in Notre Dame, a totally beatable opponent. And, NC State, I mean, if I'm on that team, I'm thinking, we just got to keep winning. And we are winning. And pretty soon we're going to be in the tournament. So, we'll take that 2 points from Notre Dame. All right. Home stretch, right, dude? We got, I know we weren't going to do any more Ohio Valley, but it's their conference tournament. Plus, we're losing. So, I figured I want to make this channel useful for you people. So, if we can lose consistently enough, that is useful. Where you can then just do the opposite of everything we do and maybe then make some money just on the fact that we suck. I don't know who we is in that, and I suck, Maybe I'm including him in this. We suck? Do you want to suck? Well, all you got to do is play my picks and you'll suck too. So, let's see. I think we took Edwardsville here just because it's like, that's a ton of points. I mean, that's a ton of points. Belmont has had 2 consecutive losses. I don't think they're playing all that particularly well. I could just see Belmont going out there and, they're just not really clicking. And maybe they'll, Edwardsville might play them hard. They might come out and play hard and lose by 17. So, we'll take Edwardsville. All right, Creighton, Villanova, big game. Big game. I forgot to check the standings. I think Villanova pretty much has the Big East title wrapped up. I think. I'm not sure. They lost to Butler. It was a bad loss, but anyway. Creighton has already beaten Villanova once. Oddly enough, I looked up Jay Wright's record. He doesn't bounce off of losses all that well, believe it or not. He's I guess you could say he's streaky. In other words, if he's going good, look out. But if he's not going well, may not be the same Superman Jay Wright. And, he's coming off that bad loss against Butler. There's something just off about this Villanova team. It's just not one of his best teams. And, Creighton, they're coming in off a bad loss, too, where they dumped too Porky. It was Xavier, right? And then you got all this Plantation Gate. So, I don't know. I think that's going to be a positive for Creighton. I think they're going to pull together and rally the troops, circle the wagons. Right, circle the wagons. I can say that right. You know, I get the plantation reference and how that you can't say that, but you know, I can say circle the wagons, I think. So anyway, I think Creighton's going to pull together, play better than Villanova, and get the win. So we're going to take Creighton. Let's see. Mississippi State, Texas A&M. I mean, I forgot about them. They missed the entire month of February. Did not play one game. I mean, what a lost year. What a lost year. I wonder how many of those kids were sick. You know, I'm going to say probably none. You know, that's a guess. They might have tested positive, but I wonder if any of them were actually sick. So, anyway, if Mississippi State generally would not be a 5.5-point favorite over Texas A&M, but they just haven't played in a month. So if they can put together a semblance of a good game, well then Buzz Williams and Texas A&M, you are a daisy. But we're going to fade them and take Mississippi State, lay the 5.5. Okay, here's a huge game. Huge game here. UCLA, Oregon. This is for the Pac-12 championship, basically. You know, you got, well, basically, whoever wins is going to have the inside track to the title. If Oregon wins, all they got to do is beat Oregon State and they win. They're in. They're the champion. UCLA, they win, then they still got to turn around and beat USC. So, we're taking Dana Altman. We just think he's better coach than Mick Cronin. He's at home. He's got more experience. That's where we're at with that one. So, I assume we're going to get Bill Walton that is going to do this game. So that ought to make that entertaining. You know, I guess he's not everybody's cup of tea, but I like him. He's entertaining. We'll take the... Oh, I almost got confused. We're not in where we normally would be in this Boston College game. I think the thinking there was Boston College is coming off a layoff, one of these pauses, and they actually had a win in their first game off the layoff. I think they'll just be tired here, and you know, when Florida State gets out running and gunning and dunking, you know, Boston College may just go, all right, well, let's just go back to the, you know, get on the airplane and head for the next town because, you know, that was a lost game. So we're going to lay the big spread there, lay the wood there with Florida State, lay the 18.5. Then we got Stanford, USC. Now, the way we play this game is USC is still in the Pac-12 hunt. They pretty much sunk themselves by losing 2 games on the road here up in Utah and Colorado. But they're still in it. But they need UCLA to win tomorrow or tonight. They need that to happen in order to have a chance. If that happens, then they still got a chance. So I think what we would play that is UCLA, Oregon tips at 9 Eastern time. This game tips at 10:30. So, you know, if UCLA is ahead, you know, come tip off of this game, well, then I think you'd be looking at USC. We don't think that's going to happen. I think Oregon's going to win that game. So then I think if Oregon wins, then you got a sad USC that knows, well, this game really doesn't matter. We blew it. And then, you know, Stanford still has a chance to make the tournament. You know, they have something to play for. They need to win. You know, they got to beat USC in order to make the tournament. So this could be their last stand. So we're going to take the 8 points and play it with Stanford. And then lastly, we just threw in here Morehead State at the end. Again, an Ohio Valley tournament game. Why not? Morehead State has beaten Southeast Missouri State twice this year, both timed by double digits. We'll go ahead and just say they're going to do it again. That strikes me as a dumb pick, but hey, that's what we're doing here in the barn, right? You know, that's what we're doing right now. Some of these picks I actually like. Some of them I actually think we're in the right spot. I think we're in the right spot there with Oregon. I like Creighton. Stanford, I think, is a good pick. Definitely like Syracuse. NC State, actually like that one. Missouri, I like that. UConn. So, I actually think there are going to be a few winners, maybe like 4, maybe 5. We'll go 5 and like 11. 5 and 11. I guess we'll get a good draft pick then. Can't last forever. Someday we'll win again. All right, well, thanks for being here. We appreciate it. Hit the like button. That always makes us feel good if you hit the like button. So, appreciate you. Good. Let's have a good night of college basketball. Signing off. Goodbye.